Hey, welcome to another episode of the Stepper Podcast. It's your boy Dez, and I got my boy Greg with me here today.
Howdy.
Today we got a special guest here today. One of my very friends, close friends, Smitty.
What up? What up? What up?
All right, Coach Smitty, introduce yourself and tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Named Brandon Schmitz. I go by Smitty. Been in this basketball realm for well over 35 years or so. So now I'm just on the backside of it, more of the teaching aspect and not the playing aspect anymore.
Oh, that's great. So, my one question, like, I know for sure last year you actually started coaching a little bit. What was your thoughts on your first, well, you're going in your third year right now. So your first 2 years, how you feel about coaching and then different type of kids you was getting?
The coaching aspect, we got our heads beat in every single game almost. So that was growing pains, I guess you can associate with
Yeah.
getting new into coaching. But as far as the talent level, I see a lot of kids are not being taught the fundamentals of basketball. Everybody wants to do what's glitzy, what's glamour, what everybody can get oohs and ahs. Yeah, they can get likes and stuff like that, and they end up not learning anything about basketball.
And it's hard for you to coach that because, especially being new, if I feel like if you had more talent, you would probably win more games. But we all started there, and like you might didn't even know how to search for the right talent at the time because you're trying to build a team together. So it's hard to. I've been building teams for the past 8, 9 years personally, but I know when I first started, it was like I was getting my brains beat into because I didn't know what I needed. But now, as you go on, going into your third year, you kind of can search and, oh, I need this, I need this. It fits well with me and little things like that. So getting your brains beat in is just part of the, I guess, the process of it. But you also are a parent that has a talented kid. In my eyes, personally, that's my opinion. Um, I know he came from a different state. So how did that transfer or come bringing your child to you to progress his game, and how did that relate to him to transfer to a different school, meeting different people, understanding that I still have to play no matter where I'm at?
Yeah, well, my son, I brought him from Texas to here, and it's Texas, much like here, football is king.
Mm-hmm.
But then here, baseball, Texas, it's basketball after that. And so it's just weird seeing basketball be third level priority for a lot of the parents.
Yep.
And it's different. And him being my son, some of the stuff he was taught in Texas foundationally, fundamental wise, was not how I had been coaching him since he was 4. And a little bit of time he was in Texas was the only time in which I was not his primary coach for the sport of basketball. Although I did let him play all the sports that he wanted to play to see which one he was going to fall into without having to be like, oh, I play basketball. My son has to play basketball.
Always good.
Yeah.
They let them have that love on themselves, and then
Yeah.
now you can develop it.
Because they're ultimately they're the ones that have to put on the practices and go through all the sacrifice, not me as a parent.
Yeah, but a lot of parents don't understand that. You probably one of the few parents that actually thinks that some parents are just drill their kids, and then when they get 12, 13, they get to a point where they just die out. It's
Right.
no more. Yeah, it's like
Too
you
much.
burnt them out too much. You did too much too soon. You gotta wait and let the kid feel that passion, that love, and then you don't have to coach them as hard because they love it. The game, all you do is you gotta teach. If you gotta make them play or pump their air up every day, it's not even worth it to pump their hair up. Yeah.
And again, the quality isn't there for the hours you put in aren't nearly what the quality you're getting out of those hours aren't even there.
At all.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays think they need to have 3 hour long sessions and they got to do all these crazy ball handling type moves and all these shooting type drills that how to get their shots off at weird angles instead of A, learning how to handle a ball, and B, learning how and when to shoot. And that's the thing they're not being taught that right now.
Yeah. Some kids don't even know what they go to move or something. Like they haven't mastered anything. So
See, I was gonna say the big thing for me is I was gonna bring it up with you as well, in like from the beginning of the conversation with the coaching and the like find a talent pool and things like that, where it's like, oh, they don't have these fundamentals, they don't do these things, like because they're all drill kids, right? You grow up with cones and dribble and a hand like this. They don't go outside and play pickup games anymore.
Facts.
And the big thing I would say, like coming up from with you, is like when it looks for we're looking at something like that in regards to like putting a team together or something like this. Like you play basketball like all the way up through, and like how much have when you were playing at that time, like did you just randomly play random people, random pickup games, and that's where I think a lot of those fundamentals are getting lost in regards to you don't need to practice all those awkward shots if you're actually playing pickup games with other people. Because you're going to naturally see them and gonna develop. Once you have your fundamentals down, all that clear stuff shows up in the game,
Yeah.
and it's going to naturally occur. But like, what's your thoughts on like the lack of that?
Well, it's been my experience that these kids are, it's almost as if they're introduced to another language when you try and tell them, hey, instead of doing this, why are you doing this? And they're going to be like, I don't know.
yeah.
Where are your spots? I don't know, like here. Some kids don't even have routines at the free throw line, which blows my mind. We'll train some kids, somebody shoot 10 free throws, they'll get up there and just start shooting up shots. I'm like, where's your routine? You don't have no dribbles, or you don't get yourself mentally in tune with what you're about to do? It was like, no, just shoot it. It's like,
I think that's a big problem too. The mental part is not there for a lot of kids. Like they just don't have it to even think about it. They just want to come in here and be that person without even. And then you watch the game. I talk to a lot of parents in here. They be like, "My kid don't even watch basketball." Like, what? Your kid should be able to watch the game and explain to you what's going on. Why did he do this? Why did he do that? And if he can't do that, that means his IQ's not up, or he needs to watch more and learn more by just watching it. You can,
There's so much more watching.
yeah, like watch.
Abilities.
As much as you can watch the game, watch it. Like NBA, I try to watch every game I can watch. I learned myself as a coach, I'm still learning. So I learn plays. And like, where you get that from? I watched the Golden State run it last night. How we gonna run it? Just do exactly what they doing. We might not have steps, but if we run it correctly, a lot of people ain't seen this because they're not watching the game. Unless somebody's sitting there watching it. Like I tell kids all the time, just go watch it and explain to your parents why did he shoot that shot? Why did they down screen? Well, just explain what you seeing. That's what like you. If teacher tell you go read a book, give me a paragraph summarizing what happened.
shows you can process the information that you just received.
Yeah.
Like these kids are just not, they they learn from either YouTube clips or playing 2K. Like I came from a time frame.
Now 2K helps.
I was gonna say when it
Depends how because
I
like
think it depends. Like for me, I was gonna say, cause I always talk about this, with Brandon.
yeah.
I don't know anything about soccer. So my son didn't know anything about soccer. So we got the game FC Soccer, S25, whatever it's, to learn the rules, to learn what the terminology was, to like pick up all the little things. Hey, what's a through pass? What's this? What are the general intricacies? There's a cap on that for sure. Like when you get your level now, it's just, all right, you've learned everything you can from the game. But it was just a quick way to like learn the rules and the general strategies, like different positions, different things like this because of the player roles that they can have. So like depending on the game itself, again, I don't play 2K. I played NBA Live.
So it's the same. It's the same.
Hey, when EA Sports was still making games, but there is a cap. But no, you can learn some things, but it's not how to play as a team per se, right? It's like learning just the rules and the basics and the
Depends.
what it means, but you still gotta do it.
If you're playing rec, the rec is where you go in, you take your player and play. It's 5-on-5. You play four. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You play 4 quarters. Only problem is a big man will create a point guard. That'd be the problem.
When you don't look at yourself,
Yeah. So when you create yourself,
you do not like this thought process at all. I'm looking at him right now.
it doesn't work. It was
It's like, what are you talking about?
like he said, it's a cap to it. But some kids can play 2K and learn the game of basketball and learn different things, just like he did in soccer.
Back in the day with Tecmo Bowl, I learned how to read plays through playing Tecmo Bowl, what a play meant, what the positions were. Now, again, there was a cap on that,
Yeah.
but it was like, oh, this is how they do that. Oh, this is how things are supposed to kind of look. I mean, you got to be able to do it. You got to be honest with yourself. It's like, am I that fast? No, not that fast. I can't play like that player, right? It's the general strategy of understanding of this is how the game is played if you don't have the access and the knowledge around you.
Now your son cannot learn from 2K. You just keep buying it because he loved the game. So continue to buy the game. But we're talking about other kids.
Coming up.
It's like saying you can learn how to box by watching Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like,
I mean, you can
learn the move, yeah.
Sure.
You don't learn how.
But you learn what it is.
You don't learn how quick them hands are and what them hands feel like when you actually get touched.
Yeah, that's
Good at one
different.
thing is not the same as learning it. Right? It's like you got to have the fundamental first. Exactly. Like if I don't know what someone like, hey, do a through pass, it's like, oh, I have to learn all these things. Like the coach is having to take time out of his day to teach me, hey, this is a jab. It's like, oh, if I already know what a jab is because I played a game before I start boxing, it's like, okay, I know what you're talking about. Now, did y'all learn bad habits from the game? That's a whole different situation. Right? You could learn like, oh, he jabs in the game, you know, he's doing. It's like, bro, that's not how you jab, right? You don't see the feet, you don't see the turn, you know, all that rotational stuff, but you know the terms. You know how many minutes are in a round or a round. You know how the refs call. Like you learn all those things. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make you good at the game. I keep saying that over and over again.
Please do.
You can learn the basic understanding of what something is if you have no access to it. Again, that beats the live thing. But again, you see a game. I say that boxing a little bit different. There's two people. You know, if you can see something from bird's eye view, it's a lot more helpful. It's like you're up in the box watching the basketball game. Sorry. If you're up in the box watching a basketball game, it's easier to see that. So that's why if you're playing a video game, you can see the shapes, you can see the runs, you can see the different pick and rolls. Easier in a game than you could like watching it live because of just the angles you're looking at it. This is why people want to box, right? Rather than the sideline sometimes. Each coach is different. But
I do 2K.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm a kid who grew up watching Sports Center highlights and then watching the top 10, and then if I was lucky enough, watch it again before I was able to leave the house.
Yeah, in the morning all day, right?
This does not.
I mean,
2K does not.
So though you can't do that. That's like the top 10. That's like all right. That just happens.
Yeah, but I watched the full team highlights the whole time while I'm getting ready to go to school, and then I'm going home. I'm going to school, and me and my friends who also play basketball are talking about said highlights. Kids nowadays are going and talking about 2K, and you look at some of these kids couldn't dribble a ball if you paid them.
So you're saying the sway of it in regards to, like, I agree with you on that, in regards to the fact that they don't do what you just said enough. Watching the highlight. Because again, I grew up Sports Center. Okay, watch the highlight. You watch it just all day. It's on the morning. That's what's on the morning no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you go do the sport, and then I would play the game every now and then. But it wasn't, I understand what you're saying. It's skewed to the point where it's like all they do is the game. And now, like you said, they can't dribble. Right? But they want to play basketball. Yeah. It's like, bro, you can't. You're terrible.
But I'm great at 2K.
Yeah, if you're at 2K, then he knows all the rules. He's a great coach now. Now he's a great coach.
And that's what happens.
But you still don't understand it. You still don't understand basketball.
That's what happens, though. The soccer coach be the head coach at the schools. That's what it happens. That's the part of that's what we're dealing with. That's coach. We already had that discussion. It's a lot of coaches. It's just we're not gonna talk about them.
Yeah, they're not good.
We had that discussion.
A lot of coaches who
understand that.
We'll skip on get up the game.
Yeah, we get six,
but
it's really playing outside pickup games. Or the kids not pickup games still?
No, it's worldwide.
Where it's like worldwide.
Yeah, it's worldwide. Everybody knows that.
Nationally.
Yeah, not
really worldwide because it's hot. But as kids, we can only come in to get water and you get food. The rest of the time, you're outside playing. You wanted to go outside.
Yeah, we didn't
want to stay inside because now they talk the same people we talk to, going riding our bikes around neighborhoods. They're on the group chats with the phone looking at the ceiling, and then they're talking to two people, then you're talking to people inside your game. So I see my son, he has his game headphones, then he has his Apple headphones, and just like, and there's somebody on the phone as well. And it's like, what y'all doing?
A lot of radiation, man.
Just look at, there's nothing but ceiling fans. There's nothing but ceiling fans going on, and all these screens.
No, it is. That is the bow. In youth sports is technology. Technology is, to some geo, is designed and created to keep you on it, so to make money. And so you are dealing with that in AC and everything else that keeps you comfortable
Yeah.
come to sports. And so the talent pool and this kids that it's just different. It is very different. They don't get the reps.
No, they don't. That's the problem. They get all of it.
And they think coming in, shooting from half court, playing one-on-one
I know that.
is the same as, oh yeah, I put in work today in the gym. I could do a full workout for 45 minutes, accomplish way more than you, and never even leave the paint, but still get real game scenario driven workouts instead of I can play you one-on-one. When are you going to be playing somebody one-on-one in a team game with it? You're not going to have to account for the help coming in, or okay, if I get by him, where's help coming from?
So when did the switch click for your son when you was teaching him everything you're saying right now
Honestly, it's starting to click now
as a 10th grader?
as a 10th grader who's been playing up since he was 4.
Yeah.
And I've been teaching him as a teenager since he was 4 years old. I don't teach you, oh, this is how you dribble. Like, no, you're going to dribble, and this is why. And now we're coming off of curls at 5 years old. He knew when we go into the gym, we have to do form shooting. Teaching these kids now form shooting, it's like, well, what were you doing before?
Yeah.
We would just come in and we would just shoot. But nobody ever taught you about form shooting?
You got to break
Like,
out of it
well,
now.
I'm just like, oh. Then you see some of these coaches, and you're like, how are you a coach? Other than the fact you filled out the application, you got hired.
And I teach. He teaches there.
I don't get it. I just feel like the talent pool is being watered down. Then you add in kids reclassing, and then it's like, this dude's supposed to be in the 10th grade. You're in the 8th grade right now, or you're in the 9th grade, and you're 16 years old. Like, what did you gain in that 1 or 2 years, and essentially that you got held back, that is now going to make you that much better of a player?
It's not.
All the players you're playing against now have been playing for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You've been in 8th grade twice.
You're smarter.
And then also, you're not going for no national championship or anything else like that. You're here, and I'll just use Warner Robins for an example. You're here in Warner Robins, okay? That same level of competition is still going to be floating around. Now they just have a year more experience than you. And it's like even, kids in Atlanta. But the issue up there is basketball is their number one thing. They play basketball religiously. Here, it's a seasonal thing. Or once baseball ends, once football ends.
No, the difference is Atlanta, they have pool of kids.
It definitely plays.
It's not, basketball is not their number one thing.
For the kids that play basketball, it's their number one.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah.
Like, so the kids that are playing,
They playing one sport.
half the teams here, like half the team here started a football player.
Mm-hmm.
They miss part of the season, they come in, whereas like these guys, all 5 started 5 up in Atlanta, they play basketball.
They also have access to other gyms and hoop and stuff.
Never
I mean, like in this area, teams don't start getting good until the football season ends because some of their best athletes
Play football, yeah.
play football, which blows my mind that you don't have a successful basketball team until your football players come.
But that's part of being in the country.
basketball
We're considered the country.
here.
I mean, what I was saying, there is plenty of basketball talent here.
It is, but I'm just saying.
The athletes down here are insane. Like,
Very much so.
coming from Pennsylvania, like I went to Texas when I was a kid. I'll never know that, but Pennsylvania had decent football players. But down here is different. There's a lot of athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like wherever they pick, they're gonna be good at. It's almost.
Yeah.
And it's where they choose and where they decide. Like, if basketball becomes very popular, picks up number 1, we're gonna ball out just because we have athletes.
Yeah.
Like, and they're tough.
Georgia and Florida, like
Definitely.
the level of athleticism that comes out of these two states accounts for like 60 to 70% of the NFL. Like, and some of them are literally from the same part of Florida.
It's like Georgia too. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't play football. I didn't got time. I didn't have time to be messing around.
There's athletes here. Because of that, they can choose their realm, but whatever you feed, and what you feed, be stronger. So it's like they choose football. Like, they get at football, and where they can handle high school basketball, so just get a fast, strong jump. But their skill level, IQ is not there. It's terrible level, but it's good for a high school starter here. Where you go somewhere else, like maybe Atlanta, it's like, oh, now you maybe not be that guy anymore because you don't have the skills. bigger, faster, stronger than everybody, but you can't play basketball.
True.
Like again, like you can. And I always say football's my favorite sport, but football is just athletes. It's not like a skill sport. You look at some of the best tight ends; they never played football. They were basketball players, switched over, and Hall of Famer.
Just sure athletic.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's just purely athleticism and it's basic athletic skill. Besides quarterback, right? The shorter skills, obviously the elite are the elite. But to make the NFL, if you were just a freak athlete, you can pretty much make the NFL.
That's why they have a group for athletes. Even now, as high school, they're not defense or not offense. They're just rated as the best athlete.
You're still very moldable.
Like, how are you gauging?
No one recruit in the country,
And you're an athlete. You have no position.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, how are you? You got
You go anywhere.
the kid from
Anywhere.
Hoko, the big kid, Braden.
Yeah.
For you to be 6'11", however, allegedly 6'11", and play as good as you do in football, but have basketball be your second sport, then you're also one of the best big men in this area. And you don't even focus 100% on that sport. And the growth that he's made from the last season to this past season, where he was barely dunking, to turn around, drop stepping, crushing it. And basketball's not even his number one sport. And like, imagine the guys like that concentrated just on basketball.
He would bring all the.
We have so many like All-Americans just from this area alone.
100%.
We got Maurice, young kid coming up.
Mm.
It's huge. Football player.
Football
Also plays
plays
basketball.
Football's America's pastime.
He's playing
We
football.
got kids that play baseball as well. Like, how are you doing all three and good at all three?
Because they don't play travel ball.
Early high school is like do everything until you know what's going to be, and then we got to slowly get tripping along done. But your body, usually things are going to tell you.
Your junior year.
I'm showing them like I keep being put in these all-star things in this sport. I'd be okay. I'm good here, but like nationally, I'm not getting recognized. Like your body almost like it starts to meld, and if you play up to a certain level, it's going to tell you what your best opportunity is to play at the next level. Then eventually, that's when you start like, okay, I need to start cutting this out. No, I love it, I like it, but I know if I want to go next, I have to make that sacrifice potentially at this point in time, at least cut one of these sports out, just because I probably need to focus now to get the next step. And it's just, but again, there's some point in time where I do think you have to make that.
I think
that cut.
Yeah, the junior year of high school. Unless you
Depends on the sport.
No, I'm saying by that time you should know which one is your main.
By the junior year,
So
that you only have one more year left of high school.
Yeah, because by that time you're already elite at whatever you're doing. By junior year you're gonna be playing two sports. If you're good at it.
Yeah, but are you going to be good enough to just quit playing one sport completely and focus on the other?
Mm-hmm.
But by your junior year, you have 1 year left. More than likely, if you're as good as you say you are, you're going to get your offer by the end of your junior year.
You just focus on that one.
I mean, I think that you could have maybe, sharpened that blade freshman year. Like, if you're going to be good in baseball, basketball, and football.
That's too soon.
Not in football, it's not.
Football for me, you play sport year round.
Yeah.
Play 3 sports until you graduate. Because again, athlete. It really doesn't matter. And you can't play football year round. Like you physically
Cannot
last and play football year round, and the other stuff kind of gives you extra thing. But this is where football is not a skill sport.
Mm-hmm.
It is an athlete sport. You have things like basketball, soccer, baseball. Those are skill sports. And eventually you have to start taking the extra time to get the extra reps because you have to increase like these little mediocre skills, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like baseball, 30% is extremely great career when you hit a ball. Like that takes a second to learn that, right? You can't just, I'm going to show up today and play baseball.
Yep.
You need to see those pitches constantly. So maybe other sport where you play that sport, but you don't focus on that sport. You literally play games with practice. After practice, you go practice baseball, right? Instead of actually practice somewhere or before. That's where it's like you start getting that focus. And
You go practice a real.
you gotta get to a shot. That becomes your sport. The other one is like, oh, I need to keep my body fresh or healthy. So then I'm gonna go there, right? So it's like if you're playing basketball, go and play football. I don't know. That's like you're gonna beat yourself up on that. I don't know if that's a smart call. If you know you're gonna be a basketball guy.
Exactly.
Soccer,
That's what I mean.
Maybe you get your conditioning and look at soccer. It's pretty not nearly as physical as football. You get conditioning. You still work on continuous play of sport. You're still looking at shaping and spacing. You still look at passing. You still have dribbling. So like you do that as like, oh, I'm doing this because I just need some practice.
You're still increasing your foot
Extra
speed.
work, right? It's you looking at it as a step for your main sport, but you don't do anything extra with that sport really.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm doing that. I'm playing because I can hang. I start, but all the extra practice that you do are basketball, right? And that's where I look at it. It's like you play the other sports up until maybe junior year, but it's just you're just playing the sport.
Yeah.
Not even like a thing you're looking at is like I'm doing this because it helps me play my sport better. And if it doesn't, at that point, it's like let's step away from that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Basically, what he just said. By your junior year, you should know
The more
what
skill, the sooner you have to
your
make
focus.
that.
Exactly. Because we see now kids who think they can only be good by going to practice at their school. Once their season ends, you got kids that don't pick up a ball again until the following October. Then all of a sudden now they're wondering, well, man, why didn't I make my team?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you didn't put in any work and you came in here.
And
You just wanted to play pickup all the time.
expect us to make you better in 2 months.
And then if they just came in here and let me pick up,
They'll be a lot better.
better than a lot of let's say even then that's better than 50, 60, probably more than that percent of the kids out there who literally I do basketball and basketball season. As soon as that's over, I don't see basketball until basketball season. It's like you're gonna fall off.
Have
Right.
to.
You're gonna fall off. And that's where it's like if you want to play basketball, you're gonna have to do the extra work. And that's pretty much all sports. I mean, we're talking basketball here, but you gotta especially a skill sport like that. Like you're not just gonna pick up ball and all of a sudden like, oh, my shooting's still there. It's like, no, you gotta do that.
I mean, you also got to look at the amount of people that you see. You see basketball, baseball, football, volleyball, track. Like, if you're not putting in these type of
Yeah.
things, because technology and the upper hand is continuing to grow every single year with each new piece of machinery, each new technique, each new person graduating from physical therapy school. Like all of a sudden now, this is what we're learning in school that when somebody else went through it 10 years ago, they weren't teaching that.
Yeah.
And these kids nowadays can get specialized training younger. When we were coming up, the only training we got was you got and played against the adults or the older people, and they would knock their head off.
So that's how I learned. Well, right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it goes into a specialized training too early and start skipping the fundamentals.
Yep.
Because like you said, it's keeping up with the Joneses, and it's I have to do this. Like, bro, he's 5 years old. Teach him how to do the basics. We're doing all this between the legs. I was like, can he
just
do the basics first, and then that's gonna come around.
He can't dribble on a fast break.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've seen it in here,
Multiple occasions.
and just like I don't know. But then you see a kid like DJ, who you're just like, wow, that kid. He puts in the work,
Yes, he
and he's good,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves it.
Loves it.
So if he doesn't love it, then he's not gonna want to do that. So you just gotta kind of pick and choose like what route you want to take. And like my son, I told his mom, he's not playing football anymore.
Cause you made that decision early though. How did you?
Want him because I've seen how people have got. Granted, you can get hurt in any sport.
Yeah.
I'm true testament to that. Tore my ACL, all types of stuff happened to me. But you can lessen that by concentrating on one thing, as opposed to especially something as brutal on your body as football. Like these kids, a week and a half to 2 weeks after the football season ended, they have to recondition and train their minds before now they're and playing not pickup. Now they're with their basketball team for their school. And people who, those football guys are the main ones, they be hurting folks because they don't know how to turn off that I got to try and kill you mentality that they have in football. And if you don't have that mentality, you won't be good in football. So it's like watching them, you're like, man, he's still in football mindset. Or even their bodies have to kind of transform a little bit.
Slow down. You can't. It's not the same sport. You're going from a collision sport to contact sport, and it's like you really can't. It is very. There's that transition.
It takes them a few months to transition.
Yeah, so there is a transition.
They got to get conditioned. They got to get.
There's
a lot going on. I
Like,
used to hate when the football players come back.
Just watching them do layups and jump shots. They're not shooting the ball over the backboard because they've been bench press and everything else this whole time. All of a sudden the ball is flying over the backboard.
They'll probably bench press during basketball season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know that now. They're still. Normally, a football player, unless he cares, he comes out there. He's just there. He don't really care. Unless you have that captain that's just like, all right, now you out here, you got to play for real. Some football players just go, I'm just here, just to be here, be physical, get a couple fouls, and then I'm sitting on the bench, and they're just enjoying that time.
Yeah, and then those other guys who,
Been there all.
you're my best player. I'm glad you were now no longer playing with football. Hand them the ball and they go and get busy out there on the basketball court, coming straight from football. And sometimes I'm just amazed at how many of our kids that come here also play football, but they're also still in here training basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's their sport.
Yeah. They leave. Some of them, especially middle school kids, they'll leave football and come straight in here.
So again, why are you playing football then if you're putting the extra work in for basketball?
When it comes to the body itself, so I do physical stuff, right? I'm not the skills guy or anything like this. When it comes to that, for me, it's like kids playing other sports is healthy for the body because it tears the tissues. You can overload tissues too much in regards to they're not sure, but like the propensity of like baseball, elbow injuries in kids, knee injuries in kids coming up from basketball, kids, people getting hurt, like hitting that shelf like Derrick Rose style, where it's like you're doing good, and all of a sudden, boom, you drop off like Lonzo Ball. These guys like this, they're saying the thought process is they're getting too many reps at a younger age.
I agree.
Because it's like it's year round. So it's like you go basketball season, team, AU, other stuff. It's like all they do is basketball. So this amount of games they play by the time they hit high school is like 3 to 4 times what it was and the guys were coming up like back in the day. And now like because of all that, the injuries coming in. So for me, it's like when you're young, doing all the other sports, it gives you a break from the football, right? Or the basketball. Now a lot of it has to do with me at the court. It's like, oh, get you on some grass, get you on something else where like your tissues have to essentially learn other movements. And so you get like a relief of just beating up the same spot over and over again. And that's where, that's why like I always put like push the sport until you have to, right? You get a point where you're going to have to make that transition in order to make greatness, right? Because there's always the sacrifices. But like that constant same thing over and over again leads to the body making it less adaptable. It's simple. Like it's just not near as adaptable. So when you do hit a certain threshold, it's like, that's it, I'm done. And you'll see this in soccer. Now that I'm like soccer is these young kids coming up, they're all of a sudden ACL injuries, hamstrings, because all they did was soccer from 5 years old. Like literally that's it. And it's 20% because you play soccer pretty often. And then all of a sudden it's like, man, now they're having other injuries.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, hey, let's do other sports in between. But like for me, it's like you go play basketball, play football, then come and play basketball, like train. That's cool because it's not near as intense as like games, constant 9 games, or we're doing practices.
Yeah.
Right. And it gives your body again something different. So that's why, like for me, it comes to keeping it playing other sports up until, again, we talked before, your body's gonna, the world's gonna tell you probably should do this, kid. Right. And then once that is like make that transition, and then your workouts, again, that's where I would come into play. Is like now your workouts are designed to offload those tissues. So now like the programming from working out and things like this are designed not necessarily depending on where you are, but they're now the offset. And that's what we're seeing a lot of times in our industry, the fitness, like the performance industry, is when the kids come to you because they are specialized super early, your job now is to essentially meet gym class almost. Your job is to give them what their body isn't getting because they're getting so much of so much of that sport specifically that their tissues are starting to get overworked. They don't have time to recover. So you give them the other stuff, like the strength stuff, like building up the like different, you're building up the thickness of tendons or thickness of tissues versus like making them stiff for swimminess. Like you need to build a bigger base.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of that comes into play. And that's where it's like, for me, like the basics, the fundamentals, that plays a big role because people skip that.
Yeah.
I'm always going to bring it back.
I do think they're getting too specialized too early, that kids' bodies are not even fully formed. And you're like, no, you have to do this way. They're like, I'm just learning how to utilize what I have right now. How are you making me sink further into, okay, now I have to zone in and specially train this at 4 years old? And like,
That's where you start, though.
You start getting them out there.
I'll do it.
Yeah, you just got to let them kind of ease into it. And then when you see, okay, they're showing some type of promise, then everybody knows, at least the people who are not delusional about it, you can look at your kid and be like, honestly, yeah, my kid doesn't have it.
Yep.
Or you know what? But a little bit of this, my kid might, or my kid excels in every single thing he does.
It's a lot of delusion.
Or she.
It's a lot of delusion out here, then.
And it's like you're hurting your kids by trying to live your sports life through your kids. Like basketball has given me everything I've ever wanted. I had no idea of making the NBA because I know, but also it allowed me to stay in great shape well into my 40s, but then also still scratch that itch playing on military teams and everything else like that. So, and now I just love watching kids get better and better. And for us, we have the luck of seeing from like second and third grade all the way up to high school, being part of the same organization. It's like, it's cool seeing your kids progress, get taller, get thinner, get stronger, get wider, faster, and just like, oh,
Like the process.
I was there, even me being new to this 3 years ago, and there's kids that, I feel like I've known them their whole lives now. When I see them out,
Different. Like,
yeah, when you see them out and about
yeah.
in the town and people speaking to you, parents are, see somebody driving down the street, they're waving to you because they recognize you for what you've done with their kid. And I think like that's cool to me.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's how you feel. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Before we get out here, is there anything you want to say to the world or anything basketball related, or give some knowledge, some juice out here to the kids?
Just want to let them folks know that you need to get your kids additional little training if you're trying to have your kids excel in something.
Yes.
They're not going to just be good practicing at their team or coming to open gym one day a week. You have to, and then also you have to work on stuff at home when you leave the gym with your kids. Outside of that, just keep on doing it for the love and make sure that your kids enjoy doing it. Because if they don't, they're not going to give their all. And we see that every day.
Yeah.
Kids here who are not giving their all because they have to come here.
No, 100%. And I'm a big, if you don't want to be here, hey, don't show up. When you're here, I'm going to be here. If you're not, I'm going to motivate you up at the point I can. But if you don't want to be here and it's taken away from everybody else, and you just like, don't worry about it. Like, don't be mad. But when you do him, I'll be here. I'll be ready for you. Just come when you're ready. Because, right. Like
Obviously, it's not today.
Nope.
That's just come when you're ready. Yeah, we'll be here. Just come when you're ready.
You got to say, even though you won't be able to, but you're trying to fake it, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
really just ain't trying anything.
Can't do it.
I mean, you got to
Come when you're ready.
We do this because we love it. You're not doing it for the money. There's no way you're doing it for the money.
Too much time.
Yeah. Time even away from your own actual family. But yet, this is what you
want to do.
choose to do.
Signed up for it. All right.
It's not easy.
Thanks, Smitty, for another episode of Stepper Podcast.
They have me.
Yeah, you gotta come back. Definitely gotta come back now. We'll get that in. All right, you guys. Thank you for. See you later.
Do you like a subscribe thing?
Oh yeah, definitely like and subscribe. Comment at the bottom. I can't move my hand like that.
There it goes. Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that next time.
Come on.